Hi everyone, welcome to Karsten Sense. My name is Leslie and I am a homemaker, homeschool mama of 5 boys, hence the sons part of the name. And I also run an organic micro bakery out of my home. This video today is a little bit of behind the scenes of not only the micro bakery portion of my life, but also just homemaking in general and what a week can look like and how we can adapt having a micro bakery or even any small business out of our home work for us and how we can adapt both roles. And there are some challenges on both sides of it, so just come along while we chat through it. So first and foremost, we start our day with coffee and breakfast for the whole family. Now my timeline might look different. I might have already, depending on if it's dough day for me or bake day, I might have already started my day as far as either milling my grain, starting my dough, or baking my bread. But regardless of what that looks like behind the scenes for me, our day is always going to have a pause so we can have breakfast together as a family. It sounds so cliche to say breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but it is. It sets us off with good food in our bellies so we can continue to stay focused for the rest of the day, and it gives us a time for our family to come together, to start our day right, to start our day with reading our Bible as a family and moving on to the rest of the day. So while my timeline might look different on this particular day, I think we all got up early and started our day together, but again, my timeline might look a little bit different. I think the biggest thing I'm learning as intermingling my work and my work, I would say my home and my work, but my home is my work and my bakery is my work, is the fact that I've hammered this a couple times in my other videos, but having a space that's clean and lovely for both baking and for living and being able to homeschool my kids while I do this. So on this day, we're cleaning after breakfast. You've seen me do this plenty of times. My middle son is doing the breakfast dishes for us, and I'm milling grain that day. And as I mentioned before, sometimes I do this beforehand, before my family wakes up, and sometimes life happens and we adapt to it. So I am not a super rigid person as far as this has to be done, besides the fact that I know I have a window of fermentation. So I'm definitely not going to be milling my grain and making my dough at 10 o'clock at night if I need to bake the next morning. But I do have a window and flexibility, and there are fantastic resources out there. Maybe I'll link them in the description of talking about temperatures and your fermentation window. And so I know that I can play with a little bit of that timeline. So this is adult version of kinetic sand. This is where I create my own specialty blend of freshly milled flour with an all-purpose flour. Now my ratios are a little different, and I love the fact that right off the top of my head, I can tell people what sets me apart from other local bakers in the area. And if you have the ability to find that niche in your area or with your baking that you could say, I'm the best bagel person, or my specialty is this, it really reflects not only in your bakes, but in the way you talk about what you're doing. And people will resonate with that. They will resonate with your excitement. So definitely find something that not only as a whole, yes, I enjoy baking as a whole, but my favorite part of it is the fact that I can bring good quality ingredients to my community. So our days just shuffle through between bakery priorities and everyday tasks between homeschooling and daily chores. And that's really the beauty of sourdough, especially, is there is a lot of fermentation time there. So there is a big window of time where outside of cleaning those dishes, I can go and tend to my home and my children and have that flexibility. So on this night, we're having tacos, and a good taco is not a good taco without a good tortilla, right? Good vessel. So I purchased some organic corn masa from Azure Standard, and this was the first time using it. I'm actually really pleasantly surprised with how soft it is. Now, just a little bit of a tip. A key to a really soft corn tortilla is using hot water and a little bit of fat, whether that is lard or oil. It kind of just binds it a little bit more. Now, most traditional recipes will only call for the corn and water. I have found that creates a little bit of a brittle tortilla for myself. I am no pro by any standard. So if you have a different suggestion, or if you know the secret to a great soft tortilla without using any of that fat, please let me know. So much like one of my sons here, who is going to fall and keep practicing and finally make it down that bunny hill all on his own, we're going to make tons of mistakes as bakers and as homemakers, and it is our job to have fun in the process, learn and get up and keep on moving.